It's time to get a little less serious about wrestling. This is the Alternate Commentary Table with lifelong friends.
Notice your difference in size.
And lifelong wrestling fans.
Each is a very capable performer, and each is a little too clever to give the other boy much of an advantage.
Mitch Honsius.
Credits himself with a lot of power.
And Dimitri Karolis.
So that he got all that power from drinking raw olive oil all through his youth.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, the ACT is proud to present to you its Tag Team Podcast Champions of the World, the Ula Olafeta Mitch Hodges.
Hey.
The Greek shepherd sheep himself, Dimitri Karolis. The ACT. Alternate Commentary Table brought to you by Celebrate Wrestling. That's the podcast network that you need to fall in love with, that you need to find anywhere where you're streaming podcasts or anywhere where you put a Google search. That way, when you put it in, you're going to find a couple things. You're going to find some shows. McGuire on Wrestling, Legends and Champions, Alternate Commentary Table. All roads lead to Celebrate Wrestling. Get to the Facebook page. I implore you. I insist, please, for the love of the fan, if you wouldn't mind, indulge us.
Yeah.
That's where the action is. Thank you to everyone who has helped participate and I mean, really promote and support the channel by getting your McGuire on Wrestling shirts and your GWO shirts. We truly, truly appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you for all of you that support the show the way you've already been doing by listening and commenting and rating and stars and reviews. We love all that stuff. Mitch, how you doing, buddy? I'm fired up.
You know what? That's a hell of a start. You were right before the microphones turned on. You're like, yeah. And then the microphone went, boom! I was like, what just happened here? What just happened here?
I actually gave Mitch the shush.
He did. He should.
Because I wanted to press record, and I knew I was going to start DX. I knew it. I was going to start New Age Outlaws. I had a feeling. But the whole what I said about you and me.
Yeah.
No plans.
No.
No.
It was well done.
That was improv.
That was good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm sitting here looking at you straight to your face, and I'm like, I'm impressed.
Yeah. Whose slam is it, anyways? That's
you know
our
what?
new show.
Exactly. Whose slam is this? What you all up to, boys and girls? Listen, last week, great show. We had a fun time. What can I tell you guys? Sometimes Dimitri and I just get on a heater and we just ride that baby out. And then I listen to the Mike show, and I'm like, you know what? Mikey McGuire and the GW Joe, they went on a little bit of a heater as well. And GW Joe, this is all respect out to you as well, sir. The Malacca 316 shirt. And yes, you can say that word.
Yep.
It's okay to say that word.
If anyone calls you on it, all you have to do is just send them our way.
And just so you know, are we surprised that the Cardona respect gave you the head nod? No, we know. The word Malacca, ladies and gentlemen, is a very powerful and also recognizable word across the world.
Cardona comes from the Greek word kardonis, which means to wrestle. Please do not fact check me on that. I would just kindly ask you never do a search. Just pretend like I'm right.
That's right. 110%. All of everything we say on this podcast is like 97.4% accurate.
Right.
Right.
That's a really good score.
That's a great score. Like, guys, we're not perfect. We don't pretend to be, but we're close.
Mitch Hodges.
It's guys, it's not our fault. This is the way we were born and bred, and we know what we're doing. We're having a great time. Let's get right into it. Last week, we left you with the Backlash. Pay-per-view extraordinaire. Dimitri kept calling it backwash, which to now, in hindsight, maybe we'll get into it right now because here's the thing. I wrote on the Celebrate Wrestling page, I'm dead serious.
That's where the action is.
I said yay. I think it was good. I thought it was good for what it is. You got to remember, you can't compare apples and apples. WrestleMania versus Backlash, that's not an affair. They're not putting as much effort in, but for pound, with all due respect, better than WrestleMania.
Whoa.
Yeah, I said it.
Whoa.
Better than WrestleMania.
Whoa.
And that's with the way it was. And follow me on this. WrestleMania, we are expecting, like you expect on this pod each and every week, brilliance. It wasn't that. We all talked about this. Backlash On the card, not bad. The wrestling, there was some moments, could have been a lot better. But overall, tell me when I'm telling lies. What did you think of Backlash? We'll go through all the matches real quick. But Dimitri, what did you think of Backlash last week overall?
No, you got a good point, Mitch. Actually, overall, I thought Backlash was amazing. I joked around that it was backwash for sure.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that. There's a point where you say, do I like the outcomes? That's actually the territory in which you should be a fan and the luxury of being a fan. So yeah, maybe I didn't like the outcomes. I wanted Becky Lynch to win.
You know what? Let's start with that one. I thought, can I be honest with you? That was the best match of the night. I know a lot of people are kind of going, oh, it was McAfee and Gunther, and we'll get to that.
No.
I thought overall, the women put on the show of the night. Yes, the finish was a little awkward because I think she actually broke Valkyria's nose or something happened there. It was a little awkward of a finish. But what was more awkward was Valkyria also showing up in that attire again. I thought the whole WrestleMania feathers and armband and looking like a chicken coming down was just for WrestleMania. And I thought once they look at it back, once they watch their match back, the way we listen to the pod sometimes,
of course,
you're gonna say, you know what, I can fix it here. I can do that. Oh, those wings with no hands showing, we're not gonna do that ever again. I was wrong. They said that's brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just because, look, here's how I see it.
Right.
The Rock is The Rock.
Yeah.
But does he come out dressed as a pebble or a stone
not at
or
all.
a boulder?
Also true.
Does not happen.
No, he doesn't.
Okay. So you could be called something. You don't have to come out that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about Valkyria.
Right. Good point. Good point.
You don't need the wings.
No.
Now, if you do, this is why I'll say the GW Joe, as well as Daddy,
Right.
the Maguire,
Yeah.
decided that maybe there was a process improvement. Yes, you should add a Greek element to it. It makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
That's why we called her Icarus.
That's right. And to be honest,
Now, if she was, instead of Valkyria, Ikaria,
right.
I think you have a different play here.
I
man.
get you. I still think it's just weird. It's just weird.
Like, nobody has wings.
She
outside
literally
of Red
looks
Bull.
like something from a grade 8 like stage performance that they put up. She's like, Mom, are you done with my wings yet?
Yeah.
Like, I need to get to my performance. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
silly, you guys.
A little bit.
She's the Intercontinental Champion, for God's sakes. And P.S., we saw your husband. I'm just going to say, okay, didn't see that coming. Didn't see that coming. Wow. I'm just saying, I didn't see it coming. I don't know what I assumed. I don't know what I thought. I didn't think that. Okay?
Yeah, well, someone's not Valka serious.
And by the way, Becky Lynch, I'm a big advocate on, I'm glad they didn't give you the belt. Why? Because I've said it before. You were out for a little while. I'm glad they didn't give you the belt. But you know why? I'll tell you. Valkyria did one thing that I liked. She proved to everyone she can wrestle, man.
Yeah, no, look.
She's a good wrestler. She pulled her weight in that match.
And the follow-up on Raw.
Exactly. She did great. I liked everything she did. Becky Lynch can carry this feud if you want via the mic and wrestling. I'm not saying she's a bad wrestler, but Valkyria showed everyone it's okay to keep the belt on her. I was all for Becky Lynch getting the belt back, but now that I see what I saw, and I can't unsee it, so what I'm saying is keep the momentum going with her. She's a great wrestler. Good for her. She's got a little spunk. I like it. Keep going. I like it.
Little less wing.
Less wing. Way less wing. Go with that. I like that a lot.
Okay.
All right. Let's jump to, a different one. Penta and Dom. Listen, we knew that Dom's not going to. You can't. No. On God's green earth right now, the only person that could take it is God. That's the only person that could take that belt off Dom right now. That's it.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to go to a restaurant.
Right.
And the reason you make the reservation at the restaurant and the reason you go to that restaurant.
Right.
And for us, we joke around and we say it's the keg.
Right.
It's consistent.
It's always good.
You know what you're getting.
Yeah.
And you're leaving just as happy.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's okay to know the outcome.
It's okay.
That's what you want.
It's why you went.
It's really why we went.
Why do you go to McDonald's? Same thing. A Big Mac here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada is the same Big Mac you're getting in Moscow, Russia.
Okay, fine. You mean to tell me right now that you're going to take 3 pieces of bread, 2 patties, and a Thousand Island dressing, which you and I both know that's not what it is.
It's Thousand.
It's not. It's a little bit different. But even if it was, it's not McDonald's.
Right. Good point.
That's what that match was.
That's what it is. Quick question on that.
Sure.
Why don't more people try to emulate the most famous sandwich in the world? Like, why don't they just do it for themselves?
Because they know there'll be copycats, Mitch.
So?
That's how great McDonald's is.
So?
Yeah, well, hold on a sec. I think every Greek at every diner is like, okay, well, you say McDonald's. The McDonald's sauce, this is McDonald's sauce.
Yeah.
Thousand Island dressing and mayonnaise.
Me.
You're good at that.
You know, I do this before you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You want burger? You come here. I give you burger.
A real burger.
The McDonald's patties is like Valkyria's wings. It's like this big.
Thing.
Hey.
Yeah. What about the four-way match? Let's get into it. Jacob Fatu, Drew, LA Knight, and Timu Damian Priest come in, right?
Right.
I'm not going to lie to you. I like this match. I thought it was great. The ending obviously caught everybody off guard because here we go. This is where me and Dimitri are going to run with this for a little bit.
Sure.
We all knew Solo was going to somehow rear his head in there and he was going to say, hey, I'm going to get... And then, but no one saw the Jeff Cobb coming out of anywhere. Jeff Cobb comes out of nowhere, interferes, gets Jacob the belt. And now Jacob's like, hey, guys, I was going to do it. I was going to win. You don't need to get involved every single time. I think the funniest part, and watching the internets after, is how, listen, Jeff Cobb is a beast. He's a big boy, strong. But height-wise, he's not there yet. He's about the size of Solo.
Yeah.
And Jacob is bigger than both of them. So it's kind of like one of those things like, you guys know this is not making me look good.
He's not an enforcer. He's just a forcer.
Right, exactly. Good point. Yeah.
So I don't
If you're Jacob, are you mad?
Okay, Jacob, fan, you, me, I don't know. And if there's one man that knows anything about height, it's Mitch. Mm-hmm. Okay? It's Mitch.
It's me.
He's a height guy.
I'm a height guy.
Okay?
Listen, I'll jump in and help Dimitri anytime he needs in a fight. But it's a little different.
It's different.
It's different.
Listen, at 5'2.5",
right.
I don't want anyone else.
No one needs, you don't need anybody else. You're right. It's just me. I'm here. I got you.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's right.
Okay. The El Acto Canadiano.
Right.
Over here on my side.
This is what I do.
Okay.
You know,
That's
you're
what I'm saying.
Alafeta leader of the GWO. Yes, I'm here. I got it.
You're tribal shepherd?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
That's
everyone.
right.
So I don't understand. Look, actually, I'll say it this way. I can understand wash, rinse, repeat.
Right.
I can understand recycling.
Yeah.
But regurgitation at its worst form is starting to get to me.
Oh, so that's what Jacob Fatu was confused. He's like, wait a minute.
He's like, hold on.
Are you?
Okay, hold on. Because wait. So Solo went in to be Roman's guy.
Right.
And then creative goes, well, I got an idea. Why don't we bring in Jacob Fatu to be Solo's guy, who's once Roman's guy? Right. And then, why don't we bring in Corn on the Cob to be Solo's guy, who Solo was Jacob's guy, but Jacob's guy is Solo's guy, and Solo Jacob's guy who's Roman Reigns' guy, and the Bloodline guy, who no one has anything to do.
Right.
Got it. So, what if Corn on the Cob brings in his own guy?
That's what he should do.
I mean, come on, you guys.
Hornsworth.
Like, now.
That's what he brings in.
Now I know.
Yeah.
You know, Mitch, I hate giving it to you sometimes. I hate giving it to you.
Do it.
But you talk about when you have nothing planned. Boy, was this not more evident to me.
Mm-hmm. I think they were, and here's the other thing that you're absolutely right on. The crowd didn't pop.
You're absolutely right.
The crowd didn't pop the way they wanted. They're like, it's Jeff Cobb, who P.S., like this time last year, I think, or maybe a little bit longer, but either way, was on AEW, and they're like, oh, he's going to be on AEW. / didn't join, obviously, AEW, and now is with W. I think they expected everyone to know exactly who he was, and I'm not saying he's not a known name, but I felt like, I did feel like the commentators were trying to push the name a little bit. They're like trying to push the name a little bit. They're like, it's Cobb, right? Guys, it's Cobb. Cobb's here.
Cobby. Cobster.
Cobby-rama.
Brutal.
Not great. Not their best performance.
But let's go back to pay because we don't want to be negative.
No.
All the time.
No. At any time.
And don't think
Yeah.
that I didn't want to pull a wooden spoon out. But I said, hey, for this week, I'm not.
You're not gonna do it.
No, I'm not.
Well, good for you.
No, I'm not because I don't want to be that
you're not
person.
always negative.
I got something else planned.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, in talking in listening to Mike's show last week and talking to the GWO and a lot of the Celebrate Wrestling, let's call crowd and the people that join in on the show and chime in, they thought Gunther and Pat McAfee was the match of the night. Would you agree with that?
No.
See, on one end, it depends on how you're going to judge this, right? Yes, it was. If you're giving Pat McAfee the idea of going, you're not really a wrestler, and you're taking on Gunther, right? You're like this is a premier, top of the line guy. This guy is the best of the best and intercontinental world champion for X many days and blah blah blah. On one end, I get it. On the other end, it's like no. Yeah. I'm with you on this one. I don't agree either.
Mitch, hold on. On that point, top mark.
Sure.
If you're gonna if all we're gonna do is say here's a guy who's least suspecting,
right,
who overachieves, then I give it a 20 out of 10.
Sure.
But here's the other thing too.
I'm listening.
Okay.
All right.
It didn't need to be that long.
Agreed.
Okay.
I couldn't agree more.
You guys oversold it.
Right.
You don't need Pat McAfee to be in there for the extra 7 minutes or whatever it is that match took to show that he needs a valiant effort. And by the way, how do I know I'm right? How do I know I'm right?
I don't know how.
I will tell you.
Well, please.
I will tell you, Mitchell.
I want to know.
I will tell you.
I'm listening.
The fact is that every single person that loved that match, they said the same thing.
What did they say?
They said, well, when he choked him out, he could have just choked him out. We didn't need the comeback and the this and the that and the this and the that. The point was, I knew that McAfee, like you knew and everyone knew, that he wasn't going to win the match.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
It actually looked like, this is why I say I would have much rather an intermission and just have the commentary team talk, because it felt like they needed to extend this match to make up time. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. We got it. Mm-hmm. Like, we got it.
I got it too.
You know, like guys, and to sit there and say it was the match of the night, no, it was the surprising, entertaining, this is fun to watch match of the night. But I will say this.
Okay.
I will take the main event over that match 10 out of 10 times.
I agree. We did not talk about this before, and that's funny you say that because everyone was giving the main event a hard time, and I get kind of why. But to compare the two as you just did, couldn't agree with you more.
Because time out, Mitch. Can I defend your boy, John Cena?
Please.
Okay.
All right.
I will.
Go ahead.
Why is it that McAfee gets a pass?
Okay.
For being a guy who doesn't wrestle ever, to have this amazing moment. But John Cena and Randy Orton in the golden era age where they're in their 40s or whatever age they are.
40s, yeah.
Yeah, well, how come they don't get a pass for being the main event at this age and still putting on a show? I'm telling you.
I agree with you. Listen, last week...
that's how I feel.
Watching the match, I will say this. As I watched, I think a lot of us do this accidentally. We go back to the future. Oh, it's Randy. It's Cena. We're going to see 2010 Cena and 2010 Randy go at it. Like, guys, think about that. That's 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It's sad. I'm crying too.
Can I tell you what they scred up on with this? Sorry to cut you off, Mitch.
Right.
Is that you're talking and it just came to me.
Yeah. I don't want to stop you.
I appreciate you.
Go ahead.
Mitchy Hodge. Mitchy Hodge. Mitchy Hodge. Mitchy Hodge. Would it have been better? Because if you look at the time that they actually got to put this together, right? If you look in the promos, they have a massive history.
Yeah.
back and forth. And even WWE Rivals had them, I think, last year on A&E.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think
yeah,
they had
I did
the
watch
Orton
one
Cena
of them.
Rivals.
Yeah.
Don't you think that this might have been a better WrestleMania match than the Cody Rhodes Cena?
After seeing what I saw, I'll tell you right now, I like that match better than I saw the WrestleMania match. Yes, I did. I liked it more. A lot of people, and this is where a lot of people were like, well, they used their finishers like 100 times. Yes, they did. Listen, you guys. John Cena
I almost swore. I almost threw an F-bomb.
John Cena has never, and I know a lot of people are starting to use it. Oh, Cody was bringing it up quite often, and it's been used over and over again. You're not a great wrestler. No one said he was. No one said that John Cena, who's now 17 times world champion, was the greatest technical wrestler of all time. That's not what he's known for. He's known for being John Cena, entertainer, okay? Wrestling entertainer. At the end of the day, the end of that match was a little much, like from the point of view of like one ref gets knocked out, he's dead. Like I'm pretty sure he died, and then the other ones are all coming out.
Yeah.
Then the best part is that everyone. Okay, so the second ref gets knocked out, and then all of a sudden it's like everyone was waiting at the end, and they're like, okay, wait. Yeah, okay, everyone ran in at the same time. Nikki Alt, you know I love you.
Shame on you at this point.
At this point, a little shame, but also you got RKO'd. Everybody got an RKO, like an Oprah Winfrey show. Everybody did, okay? Then another ref comes in. That guy gets knocked out. And then the guy that we all thought was dead, who we forgot about.
You get an RKO.
All of a sudden, you get an RKO. You get an RKO.
That's your best bit this year.
Then this guy gets up and he's like, oh, would you look at that? I'm awake at the right time. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here we go. Listen, at the end of the day, you guys, isn't that what we paid for?
Yeah, it is.
It's called entertainment.
I think John Cena needs to pivot a little bit.
Pivot.
I think he needs to walk out and instead of like, I'm so upset at things, right? I think he needs to walk out and he's like, yeah, I can't wrestle, but I can sure take all your money.
Yeah.
He's got to get a little Ric Flair.
I'm going to tell you right now, GW Joe and Mike were absolutely correct last week.
Yes, I know where you're
when
going.
they said that it's not believable right now. He's not. Yeah. He's the heel, yes. He is so desperately trying to get us all to hate him. And in the weirdest way, we just won't accept it. It's like that guy at the restaurant that's been working 30 years and he's like, hey, Gus, I'm quitting. And you're like, nah, come on. You ain't quitting, buddy. You love this job. You're like, hey, listen, I'm giving you my 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks I won't be here.
Yeah.
2 weeks comes up and Greg, the delivery driver that's trying to quit, is actually still there because he keeps coming back. The Cena's addicted, as much as he hates to admit it, and he keeps saying, I'll never come back again. They can't give me any sort of money to ever bring me back. You're coming back.
You're coming back.
You're coming back.
It's okay.
It's nothing wrong with it, John.
We're not going to judge you. We
love you, bro. You're not going to. This whole, I think I said it last week. He will eventually go back to what he is. I think he's going to be a good guy again. I'm okay with that.
Stamp.
Right.
That's
who he should be.
That's fine.
Just go back. But I was disappointed about one thing.
What's that?
Is where was Cody? Like, I hate Cody. And I still wanted to see that son of a gun. I still wanted to see him. Where are you, Cody?
You don't hate him.
I hate him.
Oh, no, you love him.
Can I tell you something? Yeah. I swear to you right now, the word hate might be aggressive, but I now realize why. The more he's out of the scene, the more I realize how much we don't need him in the scene.
I thought you were going.
No, I'm telling you, guys. I'm dead serious when I say this. Cody's great. He's great for the WWE or any promotion he wants to be a part of. Yeah. But he is not that guy.
Hold on.
He's not the guy you all want him to be.
Hold on.
I know I'm right.
No.
I know I'm right.
No, I got to defend them.
Defend them all you want.
I will.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna do it right now.
The platform is yours.
Thank you, Senator. Here's the thing. He is that guy. He's got every capability to be that guy. Mm-hmm. When he came in,
right,
with the storyline, with the bloodline and the this and the that and everything, when he came in, it was really only on the trajectory of one course. Mm-hmm. After that, you were right. What do you do next? How do you follow the act?
Right.
They figured out that the act can't be followed. The best thing that it will ever happen to Cody Rhodes' career is however long a break he's taking right now to allow him to come back organically.
But doesn't that show you that also he needs a break? Like, listen, the guy deserves one. The guy was on the road representing the WWE like no one else. I agree.
Yeah.
From a promo guy, a guy that's bought in, bleeds the WWE, I get it. But with all due respect, he's not Stone Cold. He's not The Rock. He's not John Cena.
No.
So, yeah, but the thing is, they want him to be that guy. They want, not me.
Yeah.
They.
You know who he is.
And you know who they is?
We know the they.
Who's the they? They.
They.
Exactly.
It's the
they.
He's the ultimate warrior.
Yeah, okay. I kind of see that, sure.
Huge go, momentum, get to the match, get to WrestleMania, get to the Hogan.
And let me ask you a question. What happened to the Warrior?
Well, this is why
you see what I'm saying?
But hold on. This is what they're doing with him. Because I think they understand that.
I hope so. Because, it's funny you bring that up, and I like this little segue. I wasn't going to put it in the notes, but I'm going to do GWO a solid. Watch this for a second.
Okay.
Right now, tomorrow night, we're recording this on a Friday. Tomorrow night, UFC, owned by TKO, owns WWE, is in Toronto or Montreal. They're in Montreal tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Ticket sales, 50% sold. They're having major problems. The UFC, major problems. Trying to get, they'll probably end up selling those $20,000 tickets up front by calling a whole bunch of big celebrities going, hey, get down here, we'll get you on camera, something. But the reason I'm bringing it up, I was listening to The Fighter and the Kid, Brendan Schaub.
Yeah.
Used to be a UFC guy.
Your boys.
Yeah, we met him. Yeah, great guys. Yeah. And the point is, he's not against the UFC, but he's going, you know what the problem with the UFC is? They're only making the matches fun for one, like they're making one match good, and then the rest of them, the card is horrible.
Totally.
You actually said this on the sports show many a times prior to me listening to this yesterday. And he's like, there's no meat to the bone. There's a little meat at the top, you're eating that, and then the rest of it's gone. Like there's nothing there, right? As I look at the WWE, when you look at this matchup at Backlash and WrestleMania, the problem is that they got all this talent. They got all this great stuff, but they're not giving it to the crowd. They're expecting the crowd to just wait. And the problem with the crowd is right now they're going, we're not waiting. Give us the bone, give us the meat when we want the meat, which is basically every week. And right now they're going, we have so much money. We have all these TV contracts. We have this and that and the other. We don't have to give you anything. We'll decide when we give it to you. And when we give it to you on these major pay-per-views, you will buy. The problem is that's not the case. The people are becoming smarter. The ticket sales are through the roof, man. At UFC, sitting in the front, kind of close to where Joe Rogan and the commentators, do you know how much a ticket is going for? Take a wild guess.
If I were to guess, average tickets 10 to 15K.
$8,000. So yeah, right around that 10,000. Who in their God-given world can spend that kind of... The fans that care, like the ones that listen to the ACT, the ones that listen to Mike McGuire and the whole Celebrate Wrestling family, $8,000 to go and do what we love to do, which is watch these guys? No one can afford that.
Okay.
No one can afford that.
Okay.
They're losing us by doing this kind of thing to us, man.
Okay, on the one end, I agree. On the one end, I agree. But I will argue this.
Yeah.
Was it really any different when we were growing up? Now, follow me on this.
Okay.
Follow me on this.
I don't think tickets were 8 Gs then.
No, they weren't 8 Gs.
Yeah.
And I'm not... Look, I do this for a living. Inflation adjusted numbers. But and if you ever need... Okay. But, okay. I remember, not just in WWE, but I remember, I love this segue. This is great. Let's tackle this.
Let's tackle it.
We're going to rip apart ticket sales.
Mike, put us on overtime. Go.
I remember as a kid, to a teen and everything, that floor seats were virtually unattainable.
Agreed.
Okay?
Agreed.
Okay. Meaning, oh my goodness, I can't get into here. I remember that 1997 pay-per-view, fourth row, you'll see me.
Yeah.
You'll see me and my brother.
Yeah, and South Carolina, George. Yeah,
George.
it's creepy,
1,
crazy
2,
world.
3.
Yeah.
I remember My mom bought not only did my mom buy us the tickets.
Well, I'd hope so.
My mom waited in line at Ticketmaster.
No, she did.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, that's a saint.
Yeah. My mom.
That's a saint,
Dude,
ladies and gentlemen.
My mom waited at Ticketmaster to get us the tickets.
Well, yeah,
and
you're in class, right? That's what we're doing.
We're kids. What
Yeah,
are we
we
gonna
do.
We weren't in class. We were washing dishes for the restaurant.
It's true.
Regardless.
Yeah.
But the point is that those tickets were, oh my goodness, I can't believe we're spending this money.
Right.
Now, I'm not sitting here defending that the average fan has been outpriced. What I'm saying is that we went to a point where we were outpriced.
Yeah.
It was hard to get at the stadium.
Right.
It was hard to get to Madison Square Garden. It was hard to get to this place and that place. To all of a sudden, the industry was in a different place where, oh my goodness, please come, please come, please come. I would argue where wrestling is today is no different than when it was back when we were kids, when it was a crazy privilege and super expensive. So do I agree with AK at UFC? No, I don't agree with it. But the money's there, Mitch. And the catch-22 is this.
Yeah.
If the money is there that people are spending, that means that industry is good, and that means the industry is where we actually want it to be.
I hear you. I do not want to respect you in any sort of capacity. What I'm going to say is this. The fans that drive the tickets are the guys like you, me, the guys that listen to the show. $8,000 to pay and or more, and it's been more. At WrestleMania was more. I think is ludicrous. The point I'm trying to make is because every time they have those press conferences, one of the first things they say, we broke the gate, we broke the gate, we broke the gate. Sure you did. I'm sure you did. Congratulations, you breaking the gate. But at what cost? My point is this. I think that the word is in their verbiage, okay? World Wrestling Entertainment. You guys are costing us a lot of money to entertain. The Netflix, the fact that they got their money now up front, right? The Peacock, however all these contracts work. The Meltzer can explain it better than way better than I could ever. But I guess what I'm saying is I feel like we're not getting our just. We're getting 75%, not the full 100%.
Mitch, fair.
Thank you.
Fair.
Thank you.
When they went to Netflix, we saw that firsthand.
We're seeing it more and more.
Okay, to your point. And I remember if we go back how many episodes ago, you brought it up. I think it was the second, third week of Netflix as we were talking about it, it was like they're trying to do a PLE or a pay-per-view every single week on the Monday to get the market share. Then now the pay-per-views aren't that good anymore. Whereas everything else was filler until we got to the pay-per-view or PLE to give us the goods, right? So you're right on that. But here's the other thing. That person who's paying the $8K,
right?
Let's say you have someone at WrestleMania, Backwash, whatever it is. If they're paying $8K to be in the front row, they're actually the same fan as you and I. They just have.
I hope so. But I don't believe that entirely. I don't believe that entirely.
For wrestling, yes.
You put those ticket prices down to a fair price where the guys in the bleacher can have a fair chance. I'm not saying to put them down to like $10. I'm saying put it down to like $1,000. Okay, argument's sake.
Sure.
Those $8,000 fans are going to sit up in the bleachers. You know why? Because that's where they deserve to be. They're good fans, but they're not fans like the bleacher fans. The bleacher fans deserve to be closer up because they appreciate and know the whole thing. I'll put my bleacher fans against the upfront fans any time of the week and twice on Sunday with regards to who's more passionate about this stuff. Okay,
sure. But Mitch, if you and I right now, we have the capital, and we say
we're rich.
We're rich.
Yeah.
No.
Self-made. Listen, we sell a lot of pizza.
No limit soldiers. Right.
Why do you think Mike doesn't pay us?
And that's the thing. Okay.
Please buy those shirts.
It's not ASAP. Broke management.
It's not. Listen.
Okay. I work in wealth management.
Enough with this. The GW shirts are now on sale.
Yeah.
Buy them.
Do you want to be Greek World?
Are you guys part of this or not?
Yeah.
Do you want to be part of this or not?
You should be friends with us.
Yeah.
What we're basically saying is we can afford $10K a seat, everyone.
All day. Anytime you want.
This is what I'm saying.
One seat. One.
We'll pay for yours.
One seat.
One seat.
One seat.
Please buy our shirts.
Please. Hurry. Hurry.
We don't have the money.
Yeah.
No. Okay, but Mitch,
Yeah.
if you and I, we're passionate fans. You mean to tell me, because the people, the Macho Man people, the Hulk Hogan people, the people that dress up.
Right.
You mean to tell me they're not fans?
They're fans, but they're not sitting up front. Some
Yeah.
are.
Oh,
Okay,
Mitch,
sparingly. Okay,
because-
listen, Dimitri.
because
There's a
if you
couple
spend-
sprinkled around. Let's go to the bleachers and grab those dudes and bring them down.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing that. We're talking two different things. I agree. When you talk about like the you're talking about accessibility for the average passionate fan to be able to watch wrestling
Right.
wherever they deem.
I know what you're doing.
I'm all for that.
I know what you're doing.
And I'm doing
You're
it well.
marketing. I know what you're doing. You're hoping the $8,000 fan is listening to the pod going, you know what? That other guy, he's smart. I like that guy. I'm going to call him to do my business.
Well, I'm not in the business of losing money. That's for sure. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I know.
No, but the guy, if someone is a wrestling fan,
Right.
and is willing to drop 8 to 10K,
Yes.
to sit in the front row,
Yeah.
they're just as passionate, Mitch.
You know what? I understand what you're saying. I do.
thank
But
you.
don't you think, for example, there's a Samoan fan that he always has the Samoan flag. I don't know if you've ever noticed this guy.
No.
He literally walks around with a Samoan flag. He's always in the front row where the camera is. Now remember, the camera's facing one way only.
Right.
The fans that are paying $8,000 are also going around the ring. There's
Right.
the other guys on the other side that are never on TV. Never on TV. This is where I say to you, the guys that are paying the big money, I think are also paying because they like the idea that they can go home at night, go on Netflix and go, hey, honey, take a look.
Look at that.
Look at that. You think it's silly? Look who's there. That's me, honey.
Hey,
That's
listen.
me.
Hey.
And she's going, great, I'm going to bed.
Mitch?
Yeah.
Tamara bought you and I Monday Night Raw
Yes,
tickets.
100%.
Okay, do we like those seats?
Great seats.
A little bit of money?
Of course.
I'm just saying.
And where were we sitting?
Are we not fans?
Should we have been up front? I'm not going to get Tamara to pay that kind of money for us to go up front.
We should have been a friend.
We should have been. You know what, Tamara? What's your problem?
She's cheap.
Cheap.
Must be nice.
You know, I was going to go into a whole Monday Night
this
Raw
is a
thing.
great talk, by
I'm
the way.
just telling you, the Monday Night Raw, I watched a little of it. Well, I watched all of it, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
And this is where I got a little, I don't know what the word is. We talk about this just now, like paying the tickets. They're not. Where's the fun? Where's the juice? Where's the everything? Monday Night Raw, man, has become 3 hours of, oh my God, hurry up.
Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm looking. They cut the hours back.
Yeah.
Every week they're creeping up. It's kind of like Mitch and Dimitri on the alternate.
Which one's 3 hours? Monday night's 3 hours now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mitch and Dimitri on the alternate commentary table. We push the envelope with minutes.
Every week.
Every week.
Every week.
It's a 30-minute show. It's a
40, like, who are these
way,
guys?
Hey, you got to send the agenda notes, eh?
Oh, yeah, I got to send it. Yeah. I got it. I told Mike I have it already. It's right
Oh,
here.
you did?
Look, it's right here.
Yeah,
I told him.
busy.
Right. I know he's a little upset. He gets mad at us.
I didn't want to throw you under the bus on the group chat.
I appreciate that.
Good. I played stupid. I pretended like I didn't even see the message.
I appreciate it. Thank you. As we drive away, I'll send him the notes.
Snapshot, maybe.
Boom. Yeah.
Snapshot. That's like your camera phone share shot. But
Yeah.
It's a snapshot.
Snapshot. The only thing I want to bring up is basically CM Punk comes out, first time since WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Says this thing, and then Jey Uso and Sammy come in. There's something there.
missing.
Something there.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem right. Something's off.
It's kind of like the Avengers, but not.
These guys, if this is the new Avengers of the Raw, I'm not impressed. I don't like this team. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a big comic book guy, but so you got your Iron Man, right? You got your Spider-Man, you got your Thor. Like, I feel like, okay, if those three are pretty major guys,
Yeah.
I feel like Sami Zayn and Jey Uso are like,
You know who they're missing? Speedball Mike Bailey.
that's more or less go get them, like, and bring them on, right? Look,
Hate that guy.
Great segue. Let's get into a little AEW. Look,
Sure.
you know what? They got their big main event coming up next week, so we'll talk about that. But if we can get MJF finally got the 3 thumbs up.
He got it.
But
But.
next week they got to go through the contract.
Well, that's the thing.
And he always calls Bobby Lashley Bob, which I think is the funniest
Smart.
thing in the world.
It's smart.
Why do I think something's going to happen next week? Why do I feel like something in that contract's just not right?
You got to know when to hold 'em. Know when to fold 'em. Know when to walk away.
Know when to run.
You never sign your contracts
Go.
with the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah.
Because Bobby Lashley spear you when the pinning's done.
Boom. Nicely done.
We just came up with that.
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
So, main event, Samoa Joe taking on the Moxley in the cage match. One thing I noticed in the cage match, you know how they cut little holes in the ring or in the steel so that they can get the cameras. I think somebody, if they watched it, and this is how weird I am when I'm watching the matches, in the one segment, they have the holes like up on the top, and I'm like, who in God's name is going to go up there? Somebody put the wrong ring upside down.
They put it upside down.
They put it upside down. This is how creepy I am, and I noticed that, and I saw it, and I think other people did too, but they're like, why is the hole all the way up there? It shouldn't have been. I just want to make that clear. It shouldn't have been.
Listen to me, okay?
Yeah.
I will not hold any man for the inability to find the hole.
Good point.
Okay? And
Well
it happens
said.
to everybody.
I thought it was over here. No, it wasn't. Nope.
Try again.
Try one more time.
Stick to water.
Give it a chance. Gabe Kidd from New Japan Wrestling shows up to help out John Moxley and his crew. They end up winning the belt. And then, buddy, if there's one thing of all pro wrestling right now who I like more, like each week it changes, right?
Yeah.
Right now,
Who's your
the
guy?
Elite and / the Young Bucks are my favorite guys. They come out. They got at first I thought it was an old school cell phone. I didn't know what it was that they had in their hand, right? And it's the remote control for the steel cage. So they press it down, so they pressed it up to get everyone in the ring. Then all their boys grab what's his name? Grab Samoa Joe and Hobbs that all came down. And Willow, by the way, you look great. Willow, well done.
Can I just say,
Well done, Willow.
underrated?
Underrated
can
and
we-
looking good.
Yeah. Can we please just push?
Yes. Time.
It's time.
So they go and pull the ring up with the remote control to get everyone, and then they pull it down. Brilliance. And then Swerve Strickland comes out, climbs the ring like crazy, jumps down, beats everyone up, and buddy, the Young Bucks are like desperately trying to get the ring back up. It was actually great. I don't know. I loved it. And then your boy Speedball is, doing things.
Not my boy.
Your boy.
Not my boy.
He's kind of your boy.
Yep.
I'm just saying. Overall, I'm glad John Moxley technically won the belt. Why? Because what's Samoa Joe going to do with 2 belts? He's already got the Trios Championship, and you want him the World Champion? That's a lot of championship.
They have to keep the title on Moxley
Yeah, for now.
until it's the Roman Reigns thing.
Yeah.
They have to keep it on him until proven otherwise to actually make an impact.
Now I'm starting to wonder if the belt actually exists. It's always in that
Right.
briefcase. You never
Well, we
see
don't
it.
know.
Did they lose it and they're pretending it's in there?
It's kind of like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. What if he's like the Wizard of Oz?
What if Marina Shafir,
yeah.
she's like, got it. She's like, yeah, it's in here. They're like, can we see it? And they're like, well, no.
I don't know.
Are you crazy? She lost it. I guarantee she left it in the hotel one day.
Yeah. And she's getting a replica made right now.
She's waiting for the new one.
She's like, well,
100%.
no, where's the belt? Well, I didn't bring it with me. Why?
And then what if Samoa had won it? She's like, well, here's the briefcase. We'll open it. Oh, I forgot the combination.
Oh.
Would you look at this?
And that can happen.
That can happen.
Sammy, Swammy, Samsonite.
But honestly, isn't it really weird that they're not displaying their belt? Isn't that a little like
it
kinda
is
weird?
It is weird.
Yeah. So what's your belt look like? A briefcase?
It's really, yeah, like if you came down and your
You just put
first time
straps
viewer,
around the briefcase and they just walk around with it.
that's what they should do.
They should
You're
put
right.
straps on it.
And then you wear the briefcase.
Yeah.
Like the belt's in here.
It's in there. You
Yeah.
can't see it, but it's in there.
Yeah.
I would do it. I
This
think
is
that would be
amazing.
funny. Yeah, this is good stuff.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah, so I don't know what to tell you. All I know is one thing. This show got a little sideways because
Fair.
of my UFC. I got a little upset.
You got upset about
I
the
got
ticket
mad
prices.
about ticket prices.
Yeah, you
I'm trying to stick
cheapo.
up for the average fan.
Listen, I respect you.
You know what I mean?
I understand you.
Yeah.
I'm fundamentally with you.
Everyone wants to make money, but they don't. Listen, TKO's making hand over fist. Just let the people in, man. You ain't going to be selling out Bell Center or anywhere you're going to go if your tickets are at 8G's front row. Come on, man.
You know what? If you're a real wrestling fan, make more money.
You're going to make your...
Just joking.
You know, we're the smartest wrestler. We're the smartest sports fans in the world.
Yeah.
So we know. We're like 8,000. Nah, carry inflation, carry the one. No thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Listen, when you put a TKO into it, they're trying to turn it into boxing.
They are.
That's
Brendan
what's-
Shaw, buddy, said the same thing.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
They're turning it into boxing. If you want to be in the front row and be elite, you got to pay the Mayweather-Pacquiao pricing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's where you got to be.
That's the
We're
problem.
MGM Grand. Here we are. Everyone else up there.
Okay, let me ask you this. You were in your house, you said, with South Carolina George, with your brother. I was there. I was just on the other side of the ring. We didn't pay for one match. Well, maybe. But we paid for all the match. I mean, Triple H took on Mankind that night, right?
Yeah, he did.
And the Hart Foundation took on, the whole team took on like Stone Cold and his buddies. We paid for more than one match is what I'm getting at.
Yes.
He's basically
Mom
saying
did.
what you're saying.
Mom did.
You're paying only for one now. That's the problem.
That is the problem. That's where we agree.
I would like to have 2 or 3 toppings on my pizza, not one.
Yeah.
And cheese doesn't count.
Cheese, hold on. Cheese is not a topping.
Some would say it is.
No, it's not.
I'm just telling
Well,
you.
they've never eaten a pizza.
Well, I agree.
Okay?
I agree.
And by the way, I'm also the type of person that says if you have one topping but double or triple, that's 2-3 toppings.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Some people don't consider that.
Well, some people are stupid.
Not friends of ours.
Not ours. But you know who's a friend of ours?
What's that?
The alternate scenario.
Ooh.
All right. Thoughts and prayers go out to Sabu. He passed on last week, and me and Dimitri, I've always been a fan of the guy. I got to be honest, I got into ECW more like from I shouldn't be watching this, but I tried to find it wherever I could. It wasn't easy to find back in the day.
Yes.
And when I was able to watch a lot of the YouTube matches and stuff like that after man, his ECW was it fun. And Sabu was a big part of it. So thoughts and prayers to
I'm going to
Sabu.
say this about Sabu, and this is just my personal perception. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Sabu actually to me is ECW because to your point, not accessible, didn't really watch it much, didn't understand what was going on.
Right.
But all I knew was that anything that was crazy and going on, why you should watch it, was this guy named Sabu who was doing these crazy flips off the ropes on barbed wire tables.
Yes.
And so to me, ECW actually is Sabu.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
this, thoughts and prayers to the family. Great recognition and homage. McGuire on Wrestling did a fantastic job.
Nicely done.
With GW Joe.
Yeah.
The other week.
The
as well.
10 bell ring, I got to be honest with you, is one of the classiest things.
Shivers.
Swear to goodness.
Shivers.
Honestly. With that being said, let's get to it.
'Kay.
Best hardcore wrestler of all time. Terry Funk, Mick Foley, Sabu, Nick Cage. I'll tag you.
Ooh, you know what? I got to go with the Funk. I got to go with the OG.
Funk guy.
Time tested and true. Let me tag you in.
I obviously for all the right reasons I want to say Sabu, but I'm not going to. Nick Cage is crazy. I don't think what he does that's like murder wrestling. I think it's different. Terry Funk, I gotta go Mick Foley, man. Guys, ever since I saw him fall through the ring, not just where he flew off and hit the table. I'm talking about what about the other time where Undertaker put him through the cage, which wasn't supposed to happen.
Where the tooth came out the nose.
Exactly.
Ugh.
Mick Foley, hardcore wrestler of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Last one, here it is. So I was perusing the nets, as you know I do, and I like to do it. And somebody put on this picture of the roster of the 1989 WWE roster. Okay, follow me on this.
Okay.
We're gonna figure out who is the best WWE wrestler of 1989 through the process of elimination.
Fair.
Watch, okay?
Okay.
In bracket number 1, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Roddy Piper, Jake the Snake Roberts. Pick one.
For me, it's Jake the Snake.
Boom. In bracket number 2, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Ravishing Rick Rude. I already know the answer.
You know what I want to pick, but I'll defer to you.
I'm going to do it. No, I'm asking you. I'm tagging you back in.
Come on, man. It's Rick Rude.
I knew it. That's what I already had picked up. In bracket number 3, Honky Tonk Man, Sid Vicious, Harley Race.
You know I want to pick the honky, but it's a Harley Race. I'm going Harley Race.
Harley Race. Okay. Bracket number 4, Andre the Giant, Ted DiBiase, Mr. Perfect.
Oh. Now, hold on. What are we grading this on?
Whatever you want. This is your pick.
You know I'm a money guy. But how do
what
you
you
beat
want.
perfection?
That's what I thought. Now, for those who where's Bret Hart? He was a part of the tag team at the time. He wasn't a singles wrestler. Now we go.
1989.
Bracket 4 versus Bracket 1, done properly, the way it should be.
Okay.
Mr. Perfect versus Jake the Snake Roberts. Go.
Pains me to say it, but it's Mr. Perfect.
Bracket 2 versus 3. It is Rick Rude taking on Harley Race. Oh, no. Is that who? Yeah, Harley Race.
Look, it's Rick Rude in about 8 seconds.
In the finals, it's Mr. Perfect for 1989. Wrestler of the Year. Is it Mr. Perfect or Ravishing Rick Rude?
This one's tough because in my eyes, they're both perfect.
Right.
They're both perfect.
I agree.
Okay? If I can have all of you South Calgary ACT sweat hogs, keep your mouths shut and your eyes open while I take my robe off so you can have a listen at what a real podcast looks like. Hit the music. It's Rick Rude.
It's Rick Rude.
All day long.
Ladies and gentlemen, there it is. 1989, best wrestler on the roster. You heard it here first on the ACT.
Yeah. What'd you think?
Ravishing
What,
Rick
he
Rude.
couldn't beat the Warrior? Everyone thought the Warrior was going to beat him until he did it.
Not only was he best wrestler, best tights.
Best tights, best wrestler, best abs, best everything. And by the way, we're not talking about Mitch and Dimitri.
That's right.
We're talking about Ravishing Rick Rude, which, by the way, is the sexiest podcast alive. Thank you for listening to the Alternate Commentary Table, brought to you by the Celebrate Wrestling Podcast Network. Anywhere where you're streaming your podcast, we appreciate the support. Thank you for the orders on the GWO shirts, on the Celebrate Wrestling shirts. We appreciate you supporting the podcast all the time. Now, I want to get into something. The Greek of the Week has nothing to do with anyone outside of GW Joe is the Greek of the Week for supporting and representing
That's right.
Malaka 316, because guess what? You're all Malakas if you're not. GW Joe, the Greek of the Week. Thank you for supporting us on the channels. McGuire on Wrestling dropping tomorrow. The rest of the podcast feed coming in hot. Thank you so much.
Have a great week. And by the way, she was on TNA yesterday. Nikita!
Buddy, the splits on the ropes?
What did I tell you?
The splits on the ropes.
Why do you think I yell her name out for fun? There's a reason.
I'm asking Tamara to go for a name change.
Chair shot.